Ruth. One summer, little food grew in Canaan. Many people were hungry. A poor, hungry family lived at Bethlehem. Elimelech was the father, and Naomi was the mother. They had two sons. We must go to a land where there is more food, said Elimelech. He took his family to the land of Moab. Some time later, Elimelech died. His sons married women of Moab. One married Orpah, and the other married Ruth. By and by, the sons died. Now all the women were alone. Naomi heard that there again was food in Canaan. She wanted to go back to Canaan. Orpah and Ruth were kind to Naomi. They wanted to go with her and help her. But Naomi said, "It is better for you to stay here." So Orpah said she would stay. But Ruth would not stay. She said to Naomi, "Where you go, I will go. Where you live, I will live. Your people shall be my people. Your God shall be my God." Ruth went with Naomi. They lived together at Bethlehem. They were very poor, so Ruth went out into the field to look for food. She came into the field of a rich man called Boaz. Boaz saw her. "Who is this woman?" said Boaz. "She's Ruth. She lives with Naomi." Someone said, "She has been very kind to Naomi. She is a good woman." Boaz gave Ruth much food. He loved Ruth, and she became his wife. They had a son called Obed. Obed grew up and had a son called Jesse. Jesse grew up and became the father of King David. Jesus was born from the family of David. Samuel. In the land of Israel lived a woman called Hannah. She was sad because she had no children. She wanted a baby boy, so she prayed to God. "Dear Lord," she said, "if you will give me a little son, I will have him serve you all his life." God gave Hannah a son. She called him Samuel. After a few years, Hannah brought her son to a priest named Eli. She wanted Samuel to live with Eli and to serve God in the church. Eli had two bad sons. God told Eli to make his sons obey the 10 Commandments. Eli spoke to them, but they did not pay any attention to him. God wanted Eli to be more strict with his sons, but Eli loved them too much. Therefore, he did not punish them. So God said to Eli, "You love your sons more than me. I will punish them. Both of them shall die in one day." It was night. Samuel lay in his bed. Suddenly he heard someone calling him. He thought it was Eli. He ran to him and said, "Here I am. You called me." "No, I did not call you." Eli said, "Go and lie down again." 3 times Samuel heard someone call him. Each time he went to Eli. At last, Eli knew that God was calling Samuel. Eli said to him, "If you hear your name again, say, 'Speak, Lord, I will listen to you.'" God called Samuel again. God said, I will punish Eli and his sons. The sons did as they pleased, and Eli did not stop them. The next morning, Samuel told Eli all that God said. It is the Lord. Eli said, let him do what seems good. Soon after this, there was a war. Both the sons of Eli were killed in battle. A man from the battlefield ran to Eli and told him that his sons were dead. When Eli heard the bad news, he fell off his chair, broke his neck, and died. David, the shepherd boy. Saul was king of Israel. He was not a good king. He did not obey God. So God said to Samuel, go to Bethlehem, to the home of Jesse. I will make one of Jesse's sons king in the place of Saul. Samuel went to Bethlehem. He came to the house of Jesse and asked for the youngest son. David was out in the field working as a shepherd boy. When Samuel met him, he poured a little oil on his head. This meant he would be king after Saul. Saul was at war with the Philistines. The Philistines had a giant named Goliath. Every day he made fun of the children of Israel and of their God. Goliath said, send one of your men to fight with me. If he wins, we will be your slaves. If I win, you must be our slaves. The children of Israel were afraid because the giant was big and strong. 3 of David's brothers were soldiers in King Saul's army. One day David came to see his brothers. He brought some food for them. David heard what the giant said. God will help me beat this giant. David thought. He had a sling in his pocket. He went to a brook and picked up 5 smooth stones. Then he went to fight the giant. Goliath saw David coming. He saw that David was just a boy. The giant laughed and said, do you think I am a dog that can be beaten with sticks? David said, God is on my side. That is why I will beat you. Then David took a stone. He put it into his sling and threw it at the giant. The stone sank into his head. The giant fell down. David ran to him. He took the giant's sword and cut off his head. When the Philistines saw that their giant was dead, they ran away. Saul's men ran after them and beat them. David and Absalom. After Saul was dead, God made David king. David had a son called Absalom. David loved Absalom very much, but Absalom was not a good son. He wanted to be king in the place of his father. What can I do to make myself a king? He said to himself. He thought of a plan. Every morning he went to the gate of the palace. There he met the people who came on business to the king Absalom. Absalom bowed to them and spoke kindly to them. He took their hands and kissed them. He said, "My father will not be fair with you. Oh, if I were king, I would be good to you." All this made the people love Absalom and turn against David. One day, Absalom gathered his friends at a place called Hebron. They began to shout, "Absalom is king." They marched to Jerusalem to drive King David out of the palace. Someone told David that Absalom was coming with an army. "Let us flee from Absalom," David cried. Absalom came to Jerusalem and made himself king. Soon after this, David gathered his soldiers. He sent them into battle against the army of his son. He said to his men, "Do not hurt my son Absalom." The two armies met in a forest. There was a hard fight. Absalom lost the battle. His men fled. Absalom rode away as fast as he could to save his life. He came to a tree with low branches. His head was caught in the branches. His mole ran away and left his hanging on the tree. A soldier from the army of David came along. He saw Absalom and killed him. Soon David heard that his son had been killed. He wept and cried, "Oh, my son Absalom! I wish I could have died for you. Oh, Absalom, my son, my son!" Solomon built God's temple. When David died, his son Solomon was made king. Solomon was a very young man, and he did not know how to do his work, so he prayed for help. He said, "Oh Lord, you have made me king. Please make me a good and wise king. Make me know what is good and what is bad, so I will be a good king." God liked the prayer and said, "I have made you wise. I will make you rich too. If you will obey me, I will give you a long life also." God made Solomon the wisest person in all the world. Not long after he was made king, Solomon began to build a beautiful temple. It was made of the best wood and stone. Gold was put on the walls. It took 7 years to build the temple. There was nothing so fine in all the world. When it was finished, 1,000 people came. Then Solomon said a prayer. He said, "Lord, this is your house. Hear us. When we pray for help, hear us. When we are at war, when there is no rain, when there is no food, when there is sickness, when we ask you to forgive our sins." Solomon built the temple because he loved God. Eliezer and the king. The land of Israel had some bad kings. None, however, was as bad as Ahab. He prayed to a first good god called Baal. Many other people also prayed to this god. Ahab hated all who prayed to the true God. Eliab believed in the true God. he came to the king and said, "Because you prayed to a false god, there will be no rain." For 3 years there was no rain. The people had little food and water. Ahab was angry. He thought Elijah was the cause of all the trouble. He tried to kill Elijah. God said to Elijah, "Hide yourself by the brook. You may drink the water of the brook. I will send birds to you every morning and evening. They will bring bread and meat." Elijah lived at the brook for a while. Then the brook dried up, so God helped Elijah in another way. He said, "I have told a poor woman to take care of you. Go to her." God told Elijah where she lived. Elijah came to the poor woman and said, "Please get me water to drink." She gave him some water. Then Elijah said, "Please give me some bread." "I have only a little bit of food left," said the woman. "My son and I will eat it. When it is gone, we will have to go hungry and die." Elijah said, "Do as I tell you. God has promised that you will always have food." The woman believed the promise of God. She took Elijah into her home and gave him food. Elijah and the woman and her son ate every day, but there always was plenty of food. God was helping in a wonderful way. He was making more food as fast as it was needed. Earlier,